All right, let's take a look at one of today's trending tickers. It's Spotify. The stock was upgraded to in line by Evercore ISI, along with a price target of $110 a share, which would be a decline from where the stock is trading right now at about $115 a share. The stock is surprisingly up on this news, but remember, Evercore downgraded the stock back in June and still notes a, quote, unclear path to gross margin expansion. We should also point out that the stock is up marginally so far this year. You know, this is a tough one to figure out. I guess you could argue that it's done better than some of the other IPOs we've seen over the past year and a half. And I know it wasn't an IPO, it was a direct listing, but still a new public company. It's hanging in there, a year and a half out.
Yeah, look, I think Spotify is going to stick around for a long time to come. Whenever we talk about Spotify, I'm always too tempted to bring up Apple and just how quickly Apple Music caught up, which to me is just still remarkable, because at first it was like, well, everyone has Spotify and now Apple's going to try and compete. I think there are people who will just sign up for whatever the Apple offering is. Spotify has performed fine as a stock. I mean, you could say it's disappointing, but compared to some other disasters, it's fine. Now, you said direct listing. I do think that's a key stat here, because given what we've seen in the last few months with, Uber has performed poorly, Lyft has performed poorly, WeWork called it off, Endeavor called it off, Peloton has performed poorly. Given all that, I do think that you'll see the billion-dollar-plus tech unicorns that want to go public do direct listings. I really think you're going to see many more of those.
And why is that? I mean, is it just a cleaner path for them? Or?
You don't go on the road show. You don't do the dog and pony show. You don't have to hype up yourselves as much. You just say, okay, we're open for trading. If you want to buy our stock, fine. And if people who have the private shares that now are allowed to sell want to offer them up, fine and great. We're going to leave it alone. And it feels to me like there's less high pressure, less scrutiny, less hype, and then less picking apart of, on day one it fell 12%, yikes. It's just like, well, it was a direct
criticism,
listing.
yeah.
Well, absolutely. And there's no lockup period, right? You just kind of go. And I think that's important for some of these companies.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys have Spotify? You pay for it?
Nope.
I did, and then I moved back to the free ad model. I actually don't. I don't mind the ad model.
No, I can't bear the
Same.
It's not.
Wow.
It's worth saving the $10 a month. I promise.
Same.
Wow. Interesting way to cut costs.